5 tips for getting out of depersonalization. Tip number 1, accept it and focus on something else. As long as you don't accept it, you will be constantly in your head, you will be constantly thinking about this weird situation you're in, the weird way you're seeing the world suddenly, and how disconnected you are to your own body. That's how it was for me, at least. As in the beginning, I couldn't really focus on anything else. I was constantly so kind of obsessed already with like how strange everything was, and I'm sure you can relate with that, because everybody who has DPDR knows how crazy it is and how surreal it seems. So really, accept it. You're like, okay, this is how it's going to be right now, and try to focus on something else. That's, by the way, also things that I learned in therapy, or didn't learn, but that they suggested. They said you have to find something to focus on something else. And from my own experience, I know it works. You can focus on something else. Tip number 2, continue with your life. That was one of the main keys for getting out of DPDR. I had a moment and I thought, what do I have to do to get out of this? And it was, and something inside me told me, yeah, you can't let it destroy your life. You have to keep on moving. In the beginning, okay, I'll give you that. I took that too. I had like my 1, 2, 3 months where I just got used to it, and just to like get used to this overwhelming new sensation. But then I knew I just had to keep on moving, because if I didn't, everything would get way worse, because I thought, okay, it's actually, it's really impacting my life in a negative way, and I would get more into my head. I would start developing other illnesses for like depression, etc. So keep on going with your life. Tip number 3, hear what your inner self is telling you. Like, try to really, inside of you, something already knows what you have to do. Also something a therapist told me that really helped. And she gave me 2 questions that I should ask myself. It was like, okay, how long does it feel like for you? Will you still be in depersonalization, derealization? And my answer was like 3 more months or 3.5 more months, something like that. And it turned out to be incredibly accurate, that number. So that really impressed me. That's why I'm also would recommend you to really like ask yourself, how long do you think you still will be in it if you feel deep inside you? And the other question she told me to ask myself was, what do you think you need to get better? So also again, try to listen inside yourself and see what you need to get out, because truth be told, you probably know things yourself that you should be doing or could do to help yourself. Tip number 4, try more than one therapist. Actually go ahead and try multiple therapists, because the likelihood of getting or finding a therapist the first way around, it's a pretty low percentage. It's like with every profession, there's good people and people who just aren't so good, or that actually, if you think about therapists that work good with you, I mean, maybe they work bad with other people, but they're good with you, and vice versa. Maybe they work bad with you, but good with other people. So you really have to try more than one, or should try more than one, to really find somebody who with whom it clicks, and who really can help you get out of DPDR and can see what's actually affecting you. And tip number 5 is toxicity. And rarely I hear somebody talk about it, but I think it could be a cause. It's how toxic is your body, and try to like lower the toxicity, because toxicity as well, like with psychological stress from maybe parents, school, relationship, trauma, whatever, it also increases your anxiety, in my opinion. And for me, I've experienced like you end up in depersonalization when you cross over anxiety threshold, and as soon as you do that, you're in depersonalization. So you want to decrease everything that's increasing your anxiety, and toxicity can be one. So you can like just try some detox medication or supplements, etc. So yeah, that were my 5 tips. I really hope they help you and that you get out soon. I know you can. I have, and 1,000 others have as well. So hang in there and you'll be fine soon.